Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast, coming to you from BMC Engage in Las Vegas. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here with Charlie Betts.
Kirsty.
Carlos Casanova.
Hello, Kirsty.
And our next guest probably needs no introduction, but we're with Doug Mueller from BMC. Welcome, Doug.
Thank you very much.
Welcome,
Glad
Doug.
to be here.
Yeah.
Doug, it's so great to have you here, and good to see you again. You have been really the guiding light for Remedy for quite some time now.
About 25 years.
Yeah.
Long time.
Since the earliest days, and forgive me if I characterize it a little bit here, starting as a workflow and ticketing engine, and then the years of trying to sort out what CMDB means,
Correct.
and then of course bringing in ITIL, as a guiding light, and now we're in this age of digital transformation, the always-on enterprise.
Right.
We're seeing the quest for agility and agile methods and DevOps. What's top of mind for you as you look to the next generation of Remedy, where it's been and where it's going to go?
Right. Well, from where it's been, it was mostly about tracking things, about cleaning up existing processes. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where it started back in the 90s, is get your processes back under control. In early 2000, it said, now how do I start making those processes more efficient and more effective? How do I start doing that? Then the CMDB was introduced to start saying, I can know about everything now, and I can start changing the role. I no longer need to have stables of experts that gather 14 people together to figure things out. And so now I can get over that hurdle. Mm-hmm. The idea of where we need to go next is really transforming how IT works. IT has got to stop doing it the way things have been doing in the past. Mm-hmm. They've got to become more customer-centric. And by customer-centric, I mean the customer is your company.
Yes.
And you need to start consumerizing IT to your own company. You need to start treating your employees and the people in your organization as the consumers of IT. And by the way, not just of IT. Because IT is supplying all the back ends of HR and of finance and of facilities and everything else. And so what you're actually doing is consumerizing all the services of your organization. And knowing it's more than just IT, because IT's running all those things in the back end. And it's just the people doing the different jobs in front of them. And so what this idea of the digital transformation is a combination of that mentality shift. Yeah. Change how people are working, change what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, change things to a consumerized front end from just more ticketing or more, it's not just a cleaner form, it's a fundamental shift in how I'm interacting. Make the flows work differently. Make what I do on a day-to-day basis different. And what I like to characterize it as is make every IT employee change their mentality about what they're doing. Right. My job and what I come day to day to do and what my title says is something in IT. Mm-hmm. But what my job is, what is my company doing? Right. If my company is a bank, I am a banker.
Right. Yes.
Right. How do I make better banking happen? Mm-hmm. My job in that is not a teller, it's an IT person. Right. How do I make that transformation? And I got more data flowing in me, and everything I've ever had to do in the past I still have to do, and I have all this new stuff flowing in, and I got data exploding everywhere, and all that stuff is happening all simultaneously. And how people want to interact is changing, and the attention span is now 120 characters, 140 characters. And I mean, all those transformations all happening simultaneously. And so how a 20-year-old coming out of school works is different than how a 40 or 50-year-old that's been in the industry has been working. Mm-hmm. How do you make that all fit together? Yeah. How do you make that transformation function?
And I think it needs to be thought of in terms of a transformation. Because this is actual. There's real business being run with existing practices, and you don't just throw out what you have and say, "Oh, well, close for business for 6 months while we, put in the new, paradigm."
You cannot have an outage in this entire transformation.
No, not exactly.
And it's a fundamental. Technology is important, but a big part of it is the people-process transformation, and that's hard. Yeah. And they have to have no hiccup as that's transforming, because if you do, you affect the bottom line of the business.
That's
and the business can't continue.
Yep.
And how do you make all that come together effectively under constant change?
Yep. Yeah, and I guess that's a big part, right? So getting everyone to understand what they're producing is not a ticket. It's something to keep the business running or to save them money. And I think once people feel a sense of ownership, they're going to say, you know what, I know what the process is, I know what that is. But that's not what needs to get done. What
Right.
needs to get done is this for this reason from a
Right.
business perspective.
It's not about the process.
Right.
It is using the process to accomplish a goal.
Exactly.
And the goal,
Exactly.
and it's changing that mentality to say, I'm not working a ticket, I am making a service available.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm making a capability available.
Yep.
I am making someone else more successful. I am making my customer happier.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, and it might sound weird, I'm really not trying as much to make my other employees happy. I'm trying to make my customer successful and happy. By the way, if I do that, I'm making my other employees happy, which it all
Yeah.
funnels
It all-
down.
Yes.
But if I keep my entire mindset, I am trying to make my end customer ecstatic.
Right.
How do I make that happen? How do I make that happen? How do I make that happen? And I roll that back. But if that's my focus at every turn, I'm not working a ticket. I'm making Joey have a better banking experience. I am not working a change. I am making Sally have a wonderful experience at retail, whatever that organization is doing. If we can get that mentality shifted and make that occur, and I need all the tools that work the way I need to work, the way I like to work, the way I'm most effective at accomplishing making Joey and Sally happy, I'm doing my job.
Yeah,
That's the mentality.
And that's the thing. I mean, I mentioned, anyone that's spoken to me or clients that I work with, I always tell them, we incent the wrong behaviors. So we tell the server administrator, just make sure all the servers are running.
Yep.
Who
Well,
cares?
why is that? Why is that? If it's, and then the network guy is doing the same, and then we pay them both their bonuses based on that,
Right.
not on was the customer happy,
Is
was
the
company
capability
successful.
available? Right.
And but we incent it, especially in IT, financially or whatever. We incent them to do that very thing, and then at the end of the year, we're not happy with them.
Correct.
So it's like it's amazing that we've been doing this for so many years, and finally now, I mean, we'll keep our fingers crossed that we're finally making this
But it's a
transition.
shift that it's one of those things saying, well, duh, it's obvious, right? At the end of the day, all my machines are up, my network's up, and this, and so you come to me and say it's not working. I say everything's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Right.
It's still not working.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Well, it goes back to Eli Goldratt and the goal. Is what's the purpose of this factory? And the plant manager says, well, to make product. And it says, no, the purpose of the factory is to make money.
Correct.
Yeah.
And of course, if you go back to Peter Drucker, says actually the purpose is to create a customer.
Correct.
That's the purpose of a business is to create a customer. But now,
Exactly.
of course, the goal has been now retranslated as the Phoenix Project by the Agile and DevOps community, but it still has that same sense of, what are we trying to do? And it is a whole system, at these companies that spend hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on IT.
It's that whole graph thing. You've got all these graphs here. It says our availabilities here, our capacities here.
cares?
So you're happy? No.
No.
Happy.
Activity, not results.
Yeah, what I would love to see is the measurement is, what the term I like to use is customer delight. I don't just want a customer.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I want a delighted customer.
Because then
I
they
want a
tell another
customer-
customer. Yeah.
They
If
become
I have
advocates.
a delighted customer, I get more customers.
Yeah.
If I have a customer, I may or may not build more customers.
Yeah.
If I have a delighted customer, they tell people. Okay? If I have a dissatisfied customer, they tell
They
hundreds.
tell more people.
If I have a delighted customer, they tell 10.
Yeah.
I want that 10,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to have that measurement you're talking
Yeah.
about. Are we increasing customer
Yes.
delight?
Exactly.
Are we increasing that ability? And then everything
Everything else
else
flows.
are, if you want to talk about SLA and OLA, you want to get very detailed. Everything else is OLA. It's a measurement that's the underpinning detail that supports getting that one.
Yep.
Yep.
That one's the one that matters. It's customer delight, customer being ecstatic. And that term came from a very early employee, one of our early sales reps at Remy, and she wrote that on the board. And she said, my goal is customer delight. And ever since, that's been the term I like.
Yeah.
I want customer delight, and I want to help our customers deliver customer delight.
Know your customer's customer.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
great principle.
I think something that gets me sometimes is if you go and talk to someone who works in reception somewhere and you ask them where they work, they'll say, I work in a doctor's surgery, I work in health, I work in banking.
Correct.
But you still go and talk to someone in IT and they'll
say,
still
"Work in
say,
IT."
I work in IT.
IT.
Why? I mean,
It's
why
the only
can we
department,
not
right?
get
It's the
that?
only department
Yeah.
in organizations
It
that do
is.
that.
It is.
And I believe, at least my experience is, it's the only department that says the business.
Yeah.
It's like,
Are
oh,
you
we're
not
IT.
part of the
It's the
business?
business.
Yeah.
Wait, hold it. Do you not?
My business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I want it to be my business.
Yeah.
It's IT is the detail of my job,
Yeah.
not what I do.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I need that transformation has to happen.
So how do we do it though? How do we transform that?
you got a minute left to answer.
How included. No.
Yeah.
The way you have to do that is you have to change the entire approach. You have to incent differently.
Yes.
Measure it differently. Stop measuring is the networking.
Yeah.
Stop and it's using things like the CMDB where you
Yeah.
can actually start saying the only critical thing in the entire CMDB are my 10 business processes.
Yes.
And business process, like for an insurance company, could be consumer insurance, industrial insurance, institutional insurance. Making sure those are running wonderfully. You know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if your network's half down,
Yep.
if 90% of your systems are down.
Hamsters
if
are running, everything's
it
good.
It doesn't matter. If those are wildly successful, you are wildly successful.
Yes.
The rest is optimization.
That's right.
Okay?
Exactly.
That's the fundamental need,
Yeah.
is change all processes, all measurements, all considerations to that kind of mentality. Does that make sense?
And then the mindset
Absolutely. It
should
happens.
follow and change.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to still go back to the idea. It is 20% technology
Yep.
and 80% attitude and process, and
absolutely.
people change. And a lot of people try to treat it as technology projects. You've got to teach digital transformation is really a process, people, what they do, changing what they do day to day, and a transformation,
Yep.
and then technology to support that.
And I think that's it. Getting people to understand what I do day to day, regardless of area of
Yeah.
organization. Here is the outcome that it has on my business,
Here's how
on
it
that
affects
customer,
my customer.
directly. And once you do that, you know what? I know what the process is,
Right.
but that's probably not the right
Right.
thing. Yeah, that's that transformation is going to be interesting.
By the way, I like the word I like most about what you said is you said "my," and I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, if we can get every IT
Yes.
person and every HR person, everything else, it's my business. It is
Yes.
my issue. It is my responsibility
It's
to
ownership.
make my customer successful.
Great.
And if you get that,
Yeah.
it's
You're there.
very personal.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
done.
Yes.
How do you feel when it's my kid? It's
Yeah.
my wife. It's my brother. You have a completely different attitude and reaction than if it's somebody else,
Yep,
Yep.
right?
absolutely.
Well, Doug, I think we could have, I would love to carry the conversation on. It's been really refreshing talking to you. Thanks
Great.
a lot for your time.
Thanks
Not
so
a
much,
problem.
Doug.
Thank you.